There's a place called Cleveland Town, and if you go down there, you better just beware of a team called the Cleveland Browns. And they came alive in 85 and 86, they're going for more. Bring on the Broncos, Bengals, Bears, the Dolphins, Steelers, we don't care because we're going to the Super Bowl. They're the best Cleveland Browns, baddest football team around, madder than a team should be. They're gonna win the AFC. Now the Browns are known throughout the league for their fearsome running backs. Nothing could be finer than a run by Ernest Biner and a big Kevin Mack attack. We got Bernie the Kid, and I'm glad we did.
Who do I got with me now?
Got Romeo, baby!
From where?
Cleveland, Ohio, baby. Cleveland's in the building, baby. Yeah! Hell yeah!
All right, Romeo.
Yeah.
Wednesday night QBs live in the Muni Live.
Wednesday night?
Wednesday night, 7:30.
7:30.
You can't miss it.
Okay.
Live on Facebook.
I'll be
You
here.
can see your smiling face.
Definitely.
All right, here's the question.
All right, what we got?
Quick questions. Give us your Browns resume. How long have you been coming down how long have you been tailgating?
All of my almost 50 years.
Oh man, 50 years.
Yes.
And
we're going to the motherfucking Super Bowl!
Oh, you heard what he
we're
said?
going to the motherfucking Super Bowl.
All right.
Quick, now.
Come on.
You going to work tomorrow?
I'm the boss, so I'll get there when I get there, right?
That's exactly what I was
Ain't that
thinking.
right? That's a good answer,
All
right?
right, now we're going to get into the meat and potatoes here.
Come on.
Besides Baker and Odell,
Uh-huh.
who do we need to have to play a key part in today's victory?
My boy, because he mad at me because I don't have his jersey on. My boy, number 81, Rashad Higgins.
Oh, Hollywood.
That's my boy, yeah. That's my boy, Hollywood Higgins. Hey, I ain't got your jersey on because you didn't play last week. Really? I'm calling Auntie. I'm telling Auntie on you.
You heard him, Hollywood.
Yes.
All right, now then you got to give it to us straight. Don't give it to us from the heart. Give it to us from the head. Who's going to win today's game? What's the final score?
The Browns, baby. 24-17, baby.
Wow, he didn't even hesitate, John.
Did you hear that, John?
Didn't even hesitate.
I didn't hesitate, Johnny. Come on.
I heard you, Romeo.
Do me a favor. Tell Caller he's going to mute his phone.
Who?
Caller.
Caller?
You got to mute your phone.
You got to mute your phone.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Wednesday Night Quarterbacks. Unfortunately, we have another loss to report tonight, but I have Eric, I have Fuck, and I have the Raiders beat John Carroll in here to help me through tonight. So, welcome, everyone. Like, share, invite your friends to the group. We talk Browns almost every week during the regular season and a couple weeks during the off season.
We try.
What's up, everyone? What a game!
Yeah, that was a tough one, boys.
What a game!
That was really tough. Really tough. Oh.
I was jumping up and down. I was pumped.
I mean,
when we scored, when Mullins threw that touchdown.
Is there anything worse than being kicked in the nuts? Besides that,
getting kicked in the nuts about 147 times.
One thing that I noticed was not only do we have a prevent offense, or not only do we have a prevent defense, we have a prevent offense. I didn't even know that was a thing.
I don't want to talk. Okay, should we talk about that?
We can start. Let's start with some
you
quotes.
Obviously have a problem with
let's do some.
running the ball
Let's do some quotes. Let's do some quotes. Then we'll get into the game. Obviously, you're already coming in as the antagonist, and you're gonna go against whatever anyone says.
Yes.
Coming in as the antagonist during the game, he was like 12th man. Let's hear you. He was giving us shit, and he was before the game was over.
All right, let's do some quotes. So first slide, of course, is how you get here. Go to zoom.us, 599-401-010. I put this cool picture from Gabe Wassilko in. I just thought that was a cool picture that she got kicking off the game, or he got. I'm not sure. I think it is a guy, so sorry, Gabe.
It is a guy. I follow him on Twitter, and he is ridiculous with shots of Cleveland, not just sports, but he'll do like Cuyahoga Valley National Park. He'll do Playhouse Square lit up. The dude is
That's awesome, man.
Other photographers even like comment on his photos saying, what filters are you using? How do you get these shots? He's a great follow on Twitter, and just retweet him and he'll thank you, man. He's a good dude.
There you go. Gabe Wasuko, awesome opening picture for tonight's slides. Quote, stats, stories, and our You Heard It Here first predictions at the end. Obviously, we're all going to be praying for a Christmas miracle. And the Raiders beat John Carroll is actually traveling to Green Bay to help make that happen.
We are. Chrissy, Bob, and I. She came home the day after the schedule was announced, and I go, honey, I got you a Christmas present. She goes, already? I go, yes. We're going to Green Bay for Christmas. She goes, where's that? I'm like, it's a tropical area.
It's tropical in Wisconsin.
Yes.
Tropical this time of year. I have to admit that is pretty fucking cool. So
that's cool. And we got Brian just joined us. Brian with a O, the cool Brian. He just made the trip to Cleveland to watch the Monday night game. It was supposed to be a Saturday night game, so you ended up staying a couple of extra days, huh?
Oh yeah.
It looked like you were living it up, man. That's it. Man, a few words tonight.
He's not the best color man in the business for nothing, folks.
Let's do some quotes. I did see the Miles, or at least the faux Miles, which is probably just as good. I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's do this. I can hand off to Chubb and throw screens all game.
Oh, that was shit.
Gotta be
that was Tim Couch.
Tim Couch.
Yeah.
Eric nailed it.
Yes, it was.
On being ready if he was called into action versus the Raiders. I would have loved to have seen that.
Yeah, all over Twitter and the radio broadcast, they were asking, like, Bernie Kosar, are you ready to go? Hell, they were asking anybody and everybody.
Could you imagine if we didn't ruin Tim's shoulder? It seemed like he was just turning it on.
If Tim Couch had this offensive line,
they ruined him.
I mean, he's not a guy that was a bust. The team around him was the bust.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree 100% about that. You know, it's funny.
It was the expansion process that ruined him. But let's not rewrite his.
Hey, let's let Eric finish his thought.
I was going to say, no, Eric, Patrick.
I was just going to say, you know, until Baker Mayfield showed up, he was, in my opinion anyway, the best guy they had behind center in the entire time they've been back since '99. And I don't think we really got to see how good he could have been based on the talent around him.
No, because they ruined him and they hurt him.
Oh, you mean Zeus wasn't a good pickup?
Touchdown, Tommy Verdell.
The best thing he did was maul that referee after a penalty and got the flag thrown in his eye. And yeah, that was. If that didn't spell, okay, Browns, you're back. We should have known we've had 20 horrible years.
Was Couch the Bottlegate quarterback?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
He threw the pass to Quincy Morgan that should have been a first down, and they gave it to him, and then they allowed him
repealed it.
Repealed it. Yep.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you that tune in regularly, the other Brian.
There's good trivia there.
Well, the other Brian that tunes in, if you want to sum up him and I at a Browns game, the Brian with an I is standing there during Bottlegate and very calmly says, man, this is really a black eye for the city of Cleveland. And I looked at him and go, shut your mouth and throw something! For anybody new tuning in, that explains what you're going to see on this fancast tonight.
Speaking of, what's up, Liz, and two other people. What's up, Tom P?
Hi, Liz in the COVID house.
Tom P also says, and we also, after that touchdown, ran a play. So,
yep.
And they still fucked us. All right, next one.
That man really worked hard. It's very unfortunate what happened to him. It really hurt me.
Gotta be talking about Tack McKinley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know who said it, but...
It's a fellow D lineman.
I feel bad for him. Miles?
Clowney, Miles.
Malik Jackson.
Malik Jackson.
Okay.
So, yeah, hey, shout out to Tack McKinley for making it on the team and having a pretty good season. hopefully, hopefully we'll be able to bring him back. Because he was only on a 1-year deal, right? He's not even going to be ready till halfway through next year.
Yeah, that's. I mean, you could see he looked like he was crying on the field.
You can't bring the guy back.
Yeah. No, I know.
You don't know, what he's going to be. So it sucks for him. That's why he was crying.
Oh yeah.
I feel bad for him. That sucks.
Yeah.
Terrible injury. Oh.
Joel is a stud. Joel is the ultimate Cleveland Brown.
I know this one. This was Nick Mullins.
Yeah.
Look at you, man. Eric's got 2.
Well, he's already dropping Quincy Morgan references. I mean, the guy clearly knows what he's talking about.
He listens to every presser.
It's an illusion.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I mean, I don't think you could have. If anybody reasonably said, "What would you like out of Nick Mullins Monday night?" He gave us what we would have expected.
Yeah.
He didn't turn the ball over. He didn't get help from Donovan's People-Jones early, and it didn't rattle him. He clearly looked a little unnerved to start, but got his S together.
And he didn't make any long throws until the end.
Well, he made one long throw that DPJ got hit out of his hands.
And he's done something.
Catch it, and then he got knocked out. So he made that one long throw.
Okay, but he did something that we have not seen in a long time.
What?
The offense scored in the fourth frickin' quarter.
Yeah.
What you guys know the last time that happened was?
7 weeks ago. 9 weeks ago.
Cincinnati?
Cincinnati.
First week. Okay. Yeah.
I was going to say, the Chargers, Kansas City, God.
I don't know if that's on Baker. I don't know if that's on Kevin. I don't know what the problem is.
We've talked all year. The halftime adjustments have been nil.
It's obviously a problem.
Even against New England, they went right down the field, put up points, and then nothing. They just are not making adjustments, and that is my only criticism of Stefanski.
Baker makes this comment last week about how we're too conservative. It on?
It just seems to me like it's predictable. That's the problem.
Very predictable.
Is that they just line up and the other team's like, oh well, we know what this is.
It's almost almost like
I know what it is. I know it. Okay, so if I know what it is, then I definitely know they know what it is.
that first half almost looked like they took Baker's comment and said, "You want to see conservative? I'll show you conservative."
Yeah. Right. Like it's like okay. That's exactly what he said. But you guys, look at this. When they send the tight end in motion to the one side, then they with Chubb in the backfield and no fullback, they always run to that side where they send the motion. And the defense calls it out every time, and they stop it. And they keep running this stupid play every fucking time.
Well, Jim, what's more frustrating to me is on tweener downs and distance. And what I mean is, let's say 2nd and 6. Are you going to run or are you going to pass? When you go empty backfield, we know what you're going to do.
Right. True. That's very true. Also,
I mean, 3rd and 13, go empty backfield because you know you're throwing it. But those tweener downs and distance, that's what drives me batshit crazy.
Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous.
Where are the screens?
On the last series, a lot of people on our show last night and everybody that was commenting during the game on Monday were saying they should have thrown. I didn't personally have a problem with them running the football.
I don't agree.
I had a problem with them running the ball right, and the actual play call they made was horrible.
Well, was it me or did the right side of that line get blown up all play? Not sacks, but they were not running. They were running behind Joel. I've been at left tackle my entire career at Batonio. First time at left tackle, didn't miss a beat.
No.
Run behind the guy.
It's not what it was. Watch the play that they ran. J.C. Tretter got blown up.
That's what I'm saying.
Blown up.
JC Treader got blown up.
Treader got blown up.
Yeah, but if you look at pre-snap, Jim, the pre-snap, it's to your point. It almost was as if the Raiders knew what play call was coming because they stacked the left side of the defense. If you saw, they had 9 in the box on that play. They knew they were going right, or the Browns were going right. They knew it, and you saw it.
I get that. Yep. And Treader got destroyed. Jonathan Hankins just pancaked him, and then Nick Chubb had to either go outside right, which they had contained, or come left, and he had nowhere to go. He was fucked. And that was the game. That was the game.
All you needed to do was run out the clock or get one first down.
Watch the play. JC Treader got destroyed. That's it. That's literally the game. I mean, you could say you could call another play, great, whatever, but they didn't execute.
That's their problem all year, right? When it comes down to it, they're not executing in crucial times.
I didn't like the play call, and I didn't like the execution. So there, I get both.
Well, you know what? You're not going to run Nick Chubb 3 times in a row? I have no problem with running Nick Chubb 3 times in a row.
I guess when it comes to the creativity, how about the fake handoff right, bootleg the quarterback out the other way? It's 3 yards. You got a receiver coming across. You got a tight end coming across. He's not open. You could run for 3 yards. Everybody and their mother knew they were running right.
They had a safety on the edge. They had the safety on the edge looking at the quarterback. Look at the play. Go back and look at
the play. And that's why you have a wide receiver streaking across the field.
I know.
It was too predictable. It's just astonishing at this point that we don't have 3 or 4 plays that we know are going to trick people or fool people or knock them off their base so we can get a first down.
Yeah, but I think that goes to the overall, what we kind of talked about last week. The unpreparedness of this team is unbelievable. Like, they don't seem to be prepared for any of these situations ever.
Yeah, yet you talk about them and they're like, oh, we have contingency plans for almost every situation.
I mean, the fake punt was a prime example of that. And again, it was 1 yard. I get it. They didn't have to get but a yard. I get that point. But they weren't ready for it. They didn't even think it was coming. If you watch, Myles Garrett was 15 yards in the backfield like he was going to go tackle the punter. They ran right through the hole he created.
Yeah, they're going to fucking kick their ass for a fucking getting burned on a
So you're giving us. So what I'm hearing from you, what I'm hearing from you, is that we're just giving them a pass because they had a bunch of guys out for COVID.
Should I change my name because I feel like...
No, I think it's very classy. It's very tactful. Are we giving them a pass? Is that what we're doing here? It sounds like that's what you're doing.
I give them a pass for the fake punt. For fake punt? Fake punt. At that point?
Not being able to stop the fake punt.
No. I'm not talking about whether they should have stopped it or not.
You got burned for 2 fucking yards. Who the fuck cares about the fake punt? Fake punt is not why
it's the unpreparedness is what I'm talking about. It's overall.
Yeah, talk about unprepared. 18 fucking guys with COVID and 10 starters. Yeah, talk about unprepared.
Okay, well, if you really want to get into it, then let's talk about the defense because they weren't missing as many guys as the offense was. I mean, you had your regular defensive end.
Porter Gustin played lights out.
Right. Obviously, before he got hurt, McKinley had played a ton this year. You had all your linebackers except Phillips, who was out with COVID, and Phillips only played 1 game because he came back last week. You had 3/4 of your defensive backfield was there. So what are we talking about?
Well, unfortunately, one of those fourths was MJ Stewart, and he gave up a lot of yards.
3/4, which means Richard LeCount, who has not played a fucking game all year. You had what's his face, Moffitt, Javante Moffett, who was
those were the guys they were rotating
how many
in and out.
games this year?
I think it was 2/4. I think it was 2
Okay.
because they had Greedy, they had Denzel, and they had John Johnson,
No
but
Greg
they didn't.
Newsome.
No
So
Greg
you had,
Newsome.
That would be
No Troy Hill, no Grant Delpit,
Grant Delpit,
no Ronnie Harrison.
basically no safeties. Okay, fine. And they gave up 16 points. I mean, I'm blaming the offense, but then I can't even blame the offense because they didn't even have any players.
Can we blame the fucking kicker?
Let's blame the kicker.
They cut one today. It just isn't the one everybody thought they were going to cut.
I don't know, man. I thought he was doomed after the game. I'm like, this Dustin or Britton's older brother is really kicking the shit out of the ball. Gillen might not get his job back.
Well, they were talking about Gillen might have been patient zero because they're speculating that he's the guy that wasn't vaccinated. And he's the one that kind of got hit with COVID first.
See you later.
Oh, nice.
And I think that's what you're seeing. Has come in the last 2 weeks and really outside that side footer he had there.
Did you see he deleted his Twitter account?
Who did?
Scottish Hammer.
Now we're going conspiracy theory all the way here. So
That's a fact. The conspiracy would be why he would have done that.
The point is they lost the game. So let's talk about why they lost.
Well, let's look at the last quote, and then we'll talk about that.
All right, we're actually moving on. Holy crap!
We can talk about Stevie Cohen all we want, but he's not on the team anymore. So who cares? Who cares?
I thought the coaches and players that were out there fought their rear ends off, but ultimately didn't get the job done, and that's what stings the most.
That could have been anybody. I'm going to say Garrett.
Preefert.
Maybe a player.
Brian with an O?
Who knows? Prefer?
Yeah.
Cut the slide.
That's Stefanski.
Yeah, okay.
Got y'all!
Well, that quote threw me with, I didn't see anywhere in there that said, you got to get better.
Yeah, that's why I didn't know what it was.
That's the three dots.
Yeah, but if I don't see we got to get better, I'm confused.
That is a good point, John. I'm glad you said that because I liked what Prefer said. He didn't say anything that Stefanski ever says. He was straight up, and I liked it. And
yeah, he gave us a window to the locker room where he said, I have not seen these guys as devastated after a loss, or whatever his exact quote was, but you get the idea. He gave us a window to the locker room, and I know you guys know I listen to Grossi and read Grossi a lot. He believes that this loss by so many backups could actually invigorate the starters and saying, man, if those guys are given that kind of effort when everybody told them you got no shot, we better show the hell up. So we'll see. I mean, they could get Aaron Rodgers is just, I mean, he's toying with defenses right now.
Oh, my God.
It's a joke.
Right now, he's like Bo Jackson in Tecmo Bowl. Just whatever he wants to do, that's what he's going to do.
But their offensive line is suspect.
Well, doesn't matter when Devontae Adams is catching a ball for 18 yards.
Suspect. I know. John, it's not healthy. Our defensive line is not healthy.
That's true.
At all. We have no players. You know, our linebackers.
Well, good thing is with the defensive line being hurt, they obviously Joe Woods is known for putting pressure in other situations, so
he is.
They should be perfectly fine.
We'll get to predictions in there, but I have thoughts on my predictions, and they're going to be very selfish.
Liz clapped, so I don't know what comment that was for, but one of you probably got it.
All right, moving on.
I just put in some stuff. I just put in like how many people were targeted and the yards they got. Just some stuff from PFF about the two lines, the linebackers and the secondary. You can see it says MJ Stewart was called for a costly defensive pass interference and allowed a team-high 73 yards in coverage. No other Browns defensive back allowed more than 20 yards in coverage. And your highest-rated players on Monday night were Batonio, Treader, Garrett, Gustin, and Sheldon Day.
I'm not going to argue with stats, but that's not a fair stat. MJ Stewart played as best as we could expect. And,
absolutely. Yeah, right.
I mean, that's right now. I'm not saying that the Raiders are on this level, but that's like saying, man, that guy sucks because Cooper Kupp had 120 yards. Well,
right.
Somebody was going to get yards, but overall, Stewart played well enough.
The fact that like half these guys didn't practice once until the game, and they only gave up 16 points. Hey, come on! All right.
It says it was not
anybody fucking shitting on our defense.
It says it was not a banner day. It was not a banner day for the off-ball linebackers in coverage. JOK and Malcolm Smith allowed 9 receptions to combine for 106 yards and 5 first downs on the right.
Thank you.
Pino Jimmy's in great form.
Offensive line. Cleveland's front 5 was excellent in pass protection nearly across the board, but injuries to Wills and Conklin affected the run blocking. Blake Hansen, Michael Dunn struggled quite a bit in the run game, and the front as a whole allowed just 4 pressures in pass blocking.
Yeah, they were not putting a lot of pressure on Carr. They had the fumble, and you thought maybe he got banged up on the play, but overall, I mean, he was back there for a while. So that's why I say you're giving up a team high 73 yards. You did pretty well considering. Now, if we want to talk about that last drive, that's where I'll throw up in my mouth because.
I was going to say that's probably the bulk of those 73 yards were on that last drive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
he was covering. He was on the last play before the field goal, if I remember correctly. He was playing 8 yards off the ball, and they dragged what's his name across the entire formation. He had to cover him for about 25 yards.
So
I mean that's a tough coverage based on where he was situated to start the play.
No, it's a tough coverage based on the guy's size.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think about the return of Rashard Hollywood Higgins?
Whatever. Didn't make an impact. Not a big deal. I don't know what the guy's deal is.
That is
not. I was going to say it was nice to see Bryant come in the fourth quarter.
Oh shit!
It was nice to see his touchdown grab.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hung on to that. Like, I mean, he looked like you could read it on his face. It was, oh shit, it's coming! Don't drop it! Don't drop it! He was not one of those. I got this, and I'm gonna celebrate. Catch it, fall down, and fall on your back in case it bobbles. It falls in your belly.
What about that almost touchdown by Njoku?
My question is, like, on that last catch by Formo, or however you pronounce his fucking name, what the fuck happened? Like, what? Why was he not tackled, like, inbounds? I don't...
How could they not get it right?
I have to rewatch it, I guess, but what the fuck?
At that point, my wife was watching it with me, and you hear the announcers go, well, they have to keep him in bounds, and, like, 3 guys missed.
Right.
And boom, just jumped right out.
I can't answer that because I had my ottoman up in my hand ready to throw it through the television set at that point.
Right.
So I'm not exactly sure what went on after the.
You need to put a video camera in your living room.
That was awful. That was terrible. Oh my god. Oh.
We could have won. That's what's cool. We could have won.
Should have. Really.
Should have won.
I thought we were going to.
Oh, I did too.
After the Raiders got the holding penalty.
Yeah, but he gave him a 21-yard pass on the next play.
We had a legit shot to win the game.
Yeah.
They called that.
Yeah.
And they gave him and they gave up a 21-yard pass on the next play.
Brian with you were there. What was the stadium like? Like when they scored and capacity kind of like overall? I heard it was loud, but I also heard that it was kind of muted because there weren't a lot. It wasn't full.
I heard the stadium was fucking rocking.
The stadium was for the amount of people that were there, which I was surprised. You know, you moved a game to Monday that no one expected to, but most of the lower part was completely packed, but the upper parts were not. But it was loud. It was
cool.
It sounded really loud on TV, and I put it on Facebook, and I'll say it again. Kurt Warner broadcasting is 1,000% better than Tony Romo minus his wardrobe. He runs circles around Romo as a commentator.
Which is great.
Moving on.
All right, so Brian's not here. I don't know who got a point. We don't know who got a point.
I think a lot of people initially picked the Browns.
Yeah. I don't know who picked the Raiders.
I did not, and I put my pick in 5 minutes before kickoff. I believed in the John Carroll Blue Streaks. Believed in the OAC rising up and beating the Raiders.
I just hope Bob Akbar didn't pick the Raiders and win, because that would give him 3 points, and he'd be solidly in the lead for winning.
For the rest of us, I have one small question.
It would be cool to deliver him a Browns plaque,
I don't
though.
like that guy.
See, Scottish Hammer, I have one question. You said you hope he didn't pick the Raiders and for them to win. Isn't that kind of the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that what we're doing here?
I mean, for the rest of the listening public who...
I have COVID brain. I can't help myself.
Oh, that's terrific. Explain the previous 15 weeks then.
All right, so we got Green Bay coming up. We're hoping for a miracle. They have a good offense. They have a good defense. We don't know who's going to be back yet. Hooper's back.
COVID,
Jacob Phillips is back. Kevin Stefanski's back. Supposedly Baker's back. We got Dustin Colquitt as our punter.
You're really not making a strong case for the Browns.
Yeah,
what's going on here? We have a prevent defense that doesn't work. We have an offense that...
Miles, what's going on?
The bigger question is does Green Bay play their starters?
You think they're going to take Christmas off?
It depends on COVID.
Because they're already in the playoffs.
They're
Does
locked.
Green Bay need to win the game?
No.
Yes, because they want the first round.
They want home field throughout, so they're gonna have to play.
Yeah, they're not gonna sit there and go, oh well, Tampa Bay came and beat us on our field last year. We could go anywhere. They want that home field.
Yeah, they do, and Aaron Rodgers wants it.
And they also they're smart enough, and anybody knows this. Only one team each side, AFC, NFC, gets by, so that's huge.
The interesting part is
you're not going to beat Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. Come on.
That's why it would be a Christmas miracle.
Yeah,
I know. I get it.
And the interesting part is we still could lose to this team and win against Pittsburgh and Cincinnati and still be alive. We could still win the North.
Win the fucking game.
Yeah. Is that what you're gonna? Are you gonna predict that?
Win the game.
You're not gonna predict that.
I wish I wish you were in the huddle before they went out for that last series on offense to tell them that that's the game they needed to win. I wish you would have told Prefer and those guys, win the fucking game.
Well,
that's what they were missing on that play. They needed Pino Klingenberg with his motivational speech.
All right, asshole.
Does Crystal have anything to say?
24-22.
Is she going to get her first prediction in this time?
Crystal, she actually hears Jim talk, and she was like, "Wow, is that Zig Ziglar?" She wasn't sure what kind of motivational speaker.
She doesn't know who Zig Ziglar is.
like it's Jim Tooman.
For those of you watching, especially Tom and Liz, get your predictions
I
in.
take that as a compliment.
What'd she say?
Do you want to be on camera? She said, I'm rooting for the Browns.
Rooting isn't a prediction, Crystal.
I think the Browns are going to win by 7.
She thinks the Browns are going to win by
Could
7.
you give a score for each team, please?
Give a score.
7-0.
This ought to be good. 14-21.
21-14 Browns, okay.
Green Bay 14, Browns 21. You sure? All right.
All right. I'll take it.
Correct.
Liz says 31-28 Browns. Let's see, a real game, even with that excuse of a kicker. Brian with an A says, "Yep, this still sucks."
McLaughlin sucks. Okay.
It's McLaughlin.
Well, if Crystal's right, look, all you need to do is tune into your broadcast and look right here. I don't know how well you can see it. You got the tickets, Green Bay, and look in section 104, row 57, seats 5 and 6, and you will see some redhead being very happy. I, on the other hand, am not so positive because
All right. That's fantastic.
I don't see it. I think the Browns are just Aaron Rodgers is just toying with people right now, and I just do not see them winning this game.
Brian, with an A, I know that you're watching because you just put in your terrible prediction. Can you also put in there who got a point from last week, please, if you know, since you're not joining us live? Hello, Tom P. Tom P says 42-27 Browns win. Fuck it.
Wow. Okay.
Fuck it.
42 points.
Hey, Sturmack, you're heading to the game?
Yes, sir.
Do the tour of the stadium if you have a chance. It's really cool.
12:30 p.m. Friday is our reservation.
Nerd.
You'll love it.
We got the last tour, and I felt like the Browns Monday night, kick in the groin. I'm sitting there booking the tour, and I'm like, yes, tour the visitors' locker room was the next option up. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely, because Friday at 12:30 should be all ready to go. And I'm all excited. I'm hitting click, 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 click. And then I read the fine print. Not available during home game weekends.
Ah.
I was like, oh.
Yeah.
So.
It's very cool.
Did you give a prediction, Johnny?
Selfishly, because of fantasy football, I am going to say Green Bay wins. They're going to put up a lot of points. I think they put up 35. The Browns fight like hell, but can only put up 24.
Nice. I like that. I put Green Bay 24, Browns 17.
That's a middle finger for you, too.
All right. Go ahead and get yours in there,
Then I'm going to get a middle finger, too, then. I say Green Bay 31, Browns 16.
My prediction was going to be 31-14.
Do it.
All right,
Price
Brian
is right
with an O.
Price is right
has GB 31.
Capture that screenshot.
And Cleveland 14. And Brian says Klingenberg gets -2 for last week. And he also says Packers 30, Browns 16.
And don't get me wrong. In a perfect world, Browns 43, Green Bay 42, Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams combined for 6 total touchdowns. That would be ideal, and I would blow away Mr. Bednar's in the finals of fantasy football. But
and McLaughlin would hit a 56-yarder to win it with no time left.
in the snow.
Wow. All right. All right, fuck. We're closing with you. What's your prediction?
Who are you?
Fuck.
I already gave mine.
What is? Oh, I didn't write it down. What is it?
It said Browns 27, Packers 24.
All right.
I just can't wait for
Hopefully, I
Saturday
could read through the
about
chicken
3:30
scratch.
when Jimmy's posting on Facebook, Sturmack, you're not loud enough at the game.
I can't hear you.
I can't hear you. How do you represent the dog pound in Lambeau?
Actually, you know what? It's funny you mentioned that. Loudest Browns game of the year was this past game. Unbelievable. Loudest.
It was pretty loud
so far that I've ever heard.
And John and Brian weren't there.
60,000 people, and
those were the real fans were there. Everyone else skipped out.
Real fans were there. Yes.
Real fans like Brian with an O.
Right.
Yeah, and I stayed in the West and I had no freaking air conditioner. It was 80 degrees in my room the whole fucking weekend.
It's winter time-ish.
It's hot.
It's winter time. Hey, can you go back to slide guy?
Yeah.
I want to give a shout. I just want to give a shout. Oh, wait, one slide. I'm sorry. Just wanted to give a shout out to our Pro Bowlers: Joel Batonio, Myles Garrett, Nick Chubb, Wyatt Teller, and Denzel Ward so far.
This is the only time of year Pro Bowl actually counts, because by the time the actual Pro Bowl rolls around, everybody seems to be in the Pro Bowl. Either playoffs, injuries, or guys just don't want to go. And this year, COVID will make it even worse because Omicron is coming hard.
So you're saying there's a chance for Baker to make it?
I have one more thing after what he says.
Is the Pro Bowl in Las Vegas this year?
We can go to the last slide. I don't know.
If it is, I think a lot of players are going to go. If Omicron, the Transformer, doesn't get everybody else, but
Tom P says anything can happen. Look at the TB game last week. They got shut out by the Saints.
Yeah, but just a side note, what the hell formula do the Saints have for the Buccaneers?
Yeah.
I mean, it seems every time they play, they are their kryptonite. It is ridiculous.
How about the old Lions beating the hell out of the Cardinals?
Right.
Yeah,
they turned it on.
I mean, that's the only thing that gives me hope for the Browns actually squeak it in the playoffs is you would say this was the nail in the coffin, but there's no coffin. I mean, everybody seems to just... I mean, this division in particular, nobody wants to win it. Nobody. Any of those... any team could be running away with this, and yet we're all bunched together by
I
a game
think
difference.
the scenario, if I read it correctly, and I could be wrong here, but I believe if the Browns lose Saturday, they have to win out. Baltimore has to lose 2, I believe.
Oh, let's not talk about that. Too many scenarios.
Yeah, Baltimore
I know,
has...
Patrick, I know the scenario, but don't even...
I'm just saying
you
because...
You have to win Saturday.
Yeah, if you win...
You have to. Okay?
Yeah.
You have to.
You had to win against the Raiders, an AFC team.
Right.
Because you got all kinds of tiebreakers coming into play, and we are on the wrong side of a lot of them. Chiefs, Chargers. The only good news is Denver. We've got without Teddy Bridgewater, they're probably done for the year.
They're done.
But you look down it, and there's still a possibility. But I mean, Indianapolis right now, that is not a team I want to play.
I didn't mean to cut Patrick off. Go ahead.
You've only been doing it all game.
It's all right, man.
Ridiculous.
It's your show. I'm just living in it, man.
Ridiculous. Come on. It'll take you 15 minutes to explain it to us. And it's just,
whoa!
But I do want to say one thing about the crowd. Okay? All right? I think the reason the crowd was so fucking good this Monday night game is because all these fucking assholes with a bunch of money and season tickets gave all their tickets to all these lower class people. You know, came into the stadium.
Wow.
You know,
Hey, Brian, what's it like being there as a lower class person? Is that... What was it like?
It cost me a lot of money, so.
Everything I've heard, they were fucking the loudest fucking stadium that they've had all year.
All I'm hearing is if Brian was a higher class person, the air conditioning would have worked in his hotel room.
And there you go. Say, I appreciate all those people. That's great. My sister was one of them, and my cousin.
Oh, okay. So you're actually taking a dig at your you're taking a dig at your family.
Guys were great. All the rest of you guys suck. All right.
Hey, I don't know if it helped, but I did win an auction of a signed Joe Thomas jersey and a nice framed picture frame.
But literally,
it was signed.
It was the best
That's cool.
crowd all season. That's what I've heard.
Where was that? What was that event?
So I think it's because a bunch of people gave their tickets to a bunch of lowlifes, and the lowlifes came up.
You're incriminating yourself. You're incriminating yourself, Brian. What was that? What was the event where you got that jersey?
I walked right out of my seats, heading out of the stadium, and they had it up there.
Facebook,
That's pretty cool, man. Was it like a silent auction? You had to bid on it or whatever?
Yeah.
Cool.
Because I was like, well, do you ship it? And they're like, yeah, $50. So I was like, okay.
All right. So they took your lower class income money? They didn't even question as to like whether or not you were going to be able to have Christmas for your family or anything?
Are we still live here?
Well, as soon as we go to the last slide, we won't be.
Now for the folks listening,
there's still one more slide.
There's
if you could go to it.
There's lots of places to digest thoughts on the Browns, but nowhere else can you get such in-depth analysis of crowd decibel levels.
and income levels too.
And
socioeconomic status, yeah.
Socioeconomic status. Don't bother reading, Freakonomics or Super Freakonomics when you've got
Wednesday night quarterbacks.
Fuck. Giving you the analysis.
All right.
All right.
Last slide. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. We'll see you next Wednesday. Keep pushing, Browns.
Look for section 104's row 57. I'll be waving at you.
And when you're
travel safe, man.
Yeah,
have
enjoy
fun.
Green Bay. Green Bay's awesome.
All right, Wednesday night QB's live in the Muni lot, and we have with us
Michael Pomerantz.
And this guy, if you don't, is this your son?
My stepson, yeah, Jack Coleman.
Okay, Jack Coleman, Mike Pomerantz. If you don't know, now you know. This guy sells the prints that we all have in our homes. You gotta have them. You gotta know what you gotta get. This guy's got them for you right here. Here's what we got. You going to work tomorrow?
This is work.
This is work. So he ain't going to work tomorrow unless you're going to be here tomorrow.
No.
No? Give us your quick Browns resume. How long have you been coming down here? How long have you been doing this?
Well, I've been selling my paintings of Browns players in the Muni lot since 2011. I went to my first Browns game in 1966. So I've been here a couple of times.
He's been here a couple of times. 1966, do you remember who it was against?
No, I can only say that I missed Jim Brown by 1 year and the championship by 2 years. So I have never seen a championship, and I'm still waiting.
As we all are. All right, well.
And I also want to say that thanks to great guys like Brian here, who have been big supporters and just fun people, because this is the best place to work in the whole city.
I appreciate that, and I appreciate what you do, because I think I have all of them.
You do.
Except for those two right
ones,
there.
Yeah. You get your new one.
I'll see you when you get down there.
All right, man.
All right, here's the biggest question, most important question of the day. What's your prediction for tonight's game?
I think it's going to be competitive. It'll come down to how many touchdowns Baker can throw, because the defense is going to have some problems with all the injuries.
What do you think?
So
27-24 Browns.
27-24 Browns, and
I'll go with my better half here.
okay. Well, then besides Baker and Odell, who's going to play the key parts in today's victory?
I like to think Chubbs is. I don't think they've given him the ball enough.
Chubb seems to be the hot one here.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Right guard. If Baker can stay upright, we got it.
So he's going with offensive line. He's going with Chubb. You heard it here first in the Muni lot. Fools. All right, Wednesday night QB's Lab in the Muni lot, and we have with us
Michael Pomerantz.
and this guy. If you don't, is this your son?
My stepson, yeah, Jack Coleman.
Okay, Jack Coleman, Mike Pomerantz. If you don't know, now you know. This guy sells the prints that we all have in our homes. You gotta have them. You gotta know what you gotta get. This guy's got them for you right here. Here's what we got. You going to work tomorrow?
This is work.
This is work. So he ain't going to work tomorrow unless you're gonna be here tomorrow.
No.
No? Give us your quick Browns resume. How long you been coming down here? How long you been doing this?
Well, I've been selling my paintings of Browns players in the Muni lot since 2011. I went to my first Browns game in 1966. So I've been here a couple of times.
He's been here a couple of times. 1966, do you remember who it was against?
No, I can only say that I missed Jim Brown by 1 year and the championship by 2 years. So I have never seen a championship, and I'm still waiting.
As we all are. All right, well.
And I also want to say that thanks to great guys like Brian here, who have been big supporters and just fun people, because this is the best place to work in the whole city.
I appreciate that, and I appreciate what you do, because I think I have all of them.
You do.
Except for those two right
ones,
there.
Yeah. Get your new one.
I'll see you when you get down
All
there.
right, man.
All right, here's the biggest question, most important question of the day. What's your prediction for tonight's game?
I think it's going to be competitive. It'll come down to how many touchdowns Baker can throw, because the defense is going to have some problems with all the injuries.
What do you think?
27-24 Browns.
27-24 Browns, and?
I'll go with my better half here.
Okay. Well, then besides Baker and Odell, who's going to play the key parts in today's victory?
I like to think Chubbs is. I don't think they've given him the ball enough.
Chubb seems to be the hot one here.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Right guard. If Baker can stay upright, we got it.
So he's going with offensive line. He's going with Chubb. You heard it here first in the Muni lot.
On the south side of Lake Erie, there's a place called Cleveland Town. And if you go down there, you better just beware of a team called the Cleveland Browns. And they came alive in 85 and 86, they're going for more. Bring on the Broncos, Bengals, Bears, the Dolphins, Steelers, we don't care, because we're going to the Super Bowl.